Hi everyone, welcome to Neuroscience for Kids. Today's episode is on itchiness.
What is an itch? We all get itchy sometimes, like when we get bit by a mosquito or when you get a rash from stepping in poison ivy. It's also normal for people to feel itchy for no apparent reason at all, especially when they think too much about itching. You might feel like that now, even as we talk about it. According to Webster's dictionary, itching is an uneasy, irritating sensation in the upper surface of the skin, usually in result to mild stimulation of our pain receptors. This definition helps us understand our experience, but how does this actually work? How do we actually perceive itchiness? It doesn't feel like a normal touch, and even though it can be unpleasant and annoying, it isn't necessarily painful. To understand this, we have to explore the neuroscience of itching. Let's dive in.
When you think about itching, you might go right into thinking about how you feel after getting a bug bite or touching poison ivy, but it's a little more complex than that. There are three main types of itch we will talk about today. Proprioceptive itch is the most common type of itch. This is induced by pruritogens such as histamine, cowhage, or acetylcholine, and is often due to an allergic reaction, inflammation, or skin dryness. So when you get itchy after getting bit by a mosquito, this is the type of itch you experience. Neuropathic itch is a chronic itch and is often a result of nerve damage due to nerve trauma or visceral diseases. With this itch, you may also experience numbness or tingling. Psychogenic itch results from psychological disorders and can be mentally induced in response to chemicals in your brain, such as serotonin and norepinephrine. So if you're getting itchy while I'm talking, you're experiencing psychogenic itch.
Say you're just hanging out when all of a sudden a mosquito lands on you and bites you. Oh no! This is an example of a proprioceptive itch stimulus. Soon after, you start to feel an itch on your leg. When the mosquito bit you, it released a substance called a histamine into your skin. This histamine binds to a histamine receptor on a sensory nerve and activates it. Next, the sensory nerve will want to transmit the information to your central nervous system. Think of your sensory nerve as a road in your body. When you get the itchy sensation, the signal from the histamine will travel up the road up to the spinal cord. There, the signal makes a turn onto another road that leads to a part of your brain called the thalamus.
The road it takes to get here is called the spinothalamic tract, named that way because it takes sensory signals up your spine to your thalamus.
The signal will travel on a road specific for the itch sensation.
Based on the lane that the signal comes in on, the thalamus is then able to determine what type of signal this is and what parts of the brain need to know about it.
Once in the thalamus, the signal gets sent to the motor cortex, the part of the brain that can process the feeling of the itch. The motor cortex will take the signal and change it to a new signal to send the itch command to your hand. The signal will travel out of your brain, back down the spinal cord, through motor nerves in your arm, and back into your hand, signaling those muscles to scratch the itch.
The sensation of the scratch then sends another signal up to the brain, letting it know that the issue has been resolved. And just like that, no more itch.
You might ask yourself, why does scratching help an itch? It's actually because when we scratch, we create a pain sensation on the problem area. And the pain and the itch pathway have an antagonist relationship on each other. That means when one sends a signal to the brain, the other cannot. Think of it as a one-lane highway. Only one signal can travel to the brain at the same time, so that when we scratch ourselves and inflict the pain, we mask over the itch sensation for a little bit until the pain goes away from the scratch. And that's why it helps.
Thank you for joining us today on Neuroscience for Kids. See you all next time.